So, hi everyone, I'm Shweta, founder and CEO of NetZen, and today I'm joined by two of our customers, Matt and Vik from Cinema Hero Solutions, and I'm excited to hear their perspective on working with NetZen. And as a customer first company, conversations like this are very important for us. And I'll just quickly introduce you both. So, Matt, he's the CEO of Cinema Hero and brings more than 20 years of experience across cinema management and IT. And they're also being joined by Vic, who is the VP of Operations at Cinema Hero Solution, and he brings decade of leadership experience in cinema operations, retail technology, and digital transformation. So yeah, thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
And with this, like for both of you, tell me about Cinema Hero, like the customers you support.
You want to start? You want to start?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You can start. Yeah.
Cinema Hero, we are a managed services provider. We focus on the cinema and hospitality industries. We support a mix of small and mid-sized businesses across several states. Our clients rely on us from everything from day-to-day desktop support to infrastructure management, cybersecurity, Microsoft 365, point of sale, cloud services. But we also participate in strategic IT planning with some of our clients. Our focus as a services provider has always been on providing responsive support, but as well as building long-term relationships rather than just resolving tickets. So that's kind of the nature of where we grow from within.
Yeah, I would also just add that we consider ourselves a managed service provider, but I always think of us as a little bit more. We also provide some more hands-on point of sale management and configuration of different softwares, kind of an all-inclusive subscription model in that space rather than kind of paying for like a list of service or paying for each service by service. So we try to include as much as we can in our services and be very proactive and try to act more as an extension of a company's IT team rather than just a service provider.
Now, that's a very good thought to add. Like, you guys are being strategic partners for your customers, like really helping them out in their IT challenges and not just another vendor or someone that they like they install and you run away. Like you guys are being there for them for every kind of technology wise, any challenges that they're facing. So that's great to hear. So moving along, what made you start looking at AI for your support operations?
I'll take that since that was actually before Vic joined the company. But so essentially, I'd been very slow to adopt AI, maybe like a year or so ago, I would say, as I started seeing more and more the evolution of AI in the last year. It really pushed me to want to start incorporating AI more and more into what we offer as far, in our services, as well as just trying to make things better for our team and more efficient. And I was looking for different AI assistants. And at the time, or originally about a year ago, each AI product or service was kind of like it was like siloed. It was like, oh, you want AI scheduling? It's $20 per user per month. Oh, you want AI assistance with this? It was AI or $20 per user. It was kind of like, as I looked at it, I was like, if I'm trying to get AI for everything I need, it's going to come out to like, $200 a month per person. So that's one reason why I was kind of like waiting and waiting. And I just realized kind of late into the end of last year and early this year that we couldn't be left behind, and we needed to really get to kind of jump on board with AI and make sure we were more on the forefront of it, like we have tried to be with other technologies that we support and service. And so that's kind of what led me to just incorporating AI or adopting AI in general for our use.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point, and I hear your point about how soon these subscription fees can add up, and
yeah,
and like so one solution is solving one part of the problem, and you need that, and then yeah, so the idea. So like moving along, I think this. So what made NetZen stand out compared with other solutions you were assessing at that time?
Yeah, so I had been testing. It was my search for a new ticketing software that led me to NetZen. I was looking for some, like I said, internal AI usage for other things, but I really wanted something that could help us either solve tickets faster or help just make things better for, like I said, for our team and for our clients. So at the time I was looking at, and I actually trialed several different ticketing systems that had some level of AI, and a lot of them were kind of disjointed, where like the AI, you could talk to the AI, but then it couldn't do anything with the machines, or it wasn't actually incorporated with like the tickets. You had to like, it was just like an AI assistant that you kind of got answers from, and then you still had to go back and do manual work on the ticket or whatever it was. So what really impressed me when I came across NetZen was uh, your the pitch on the website, at least, was kind of seemed like exactly what we were looking for, as far as being able to integrate the AI into the ticketing, be able to have it triage and like diagnose the machines and all that. And so it was, I was very excited to kind of connect with you guys and, start a trial there. And I mean, since then, I mean, I would say it was definitely the right decision. So I guess I'll leave it at that, and we can, unless you wanted to add anything, Vic.
Yeah, well, I would add in, Matt involved me after I started. I had been looking at AI in my previous job too, but not to the level of what Matt was looking for from a ticketing experience. Um, Once he introduced me to NetZen and I started working with you guys a little more closely, what I find um, it does, kind of piggybacking on what Matt said, where it understands more of the context of a ticket rather than a cookie cutter canned response and whatnot. Um, so I look at things from an operations perspective, right? Where I'm not looking to, typically replace a support tech or anything like that. We're looking to maximize the efficiency of the operations and how we can respond to tickets, on a quick basis and whatnot. That your products seem way more aligned where support operations are heading, rather than just adding AI, like an AI integration onto an older model of what's out there now. Easy to support multiple environments, the things that you're doing with automation, the things that you're working with us on, to move the product ahead, some of our, wish list items and whatnot. It's just, my opinion, I see you guys as being ahead. Um, when you take the overall AI mixed with the help desk ticketing, as well as the context underneath the engine behind what's being asked to do.
That's all great to hear, and that is our idea as well. That we provide or will build towards a unified ID platform, which has like the communication side in it, right? The automation side in it, the diagnostics side in it, the endpoint monitoring side in it, and everything comes together in one IT platform. So our goal is also to help you minimize or reduce your tech stack, and as well as provide
Yeah.
you one IT platform which gives you all the AI and automation capabilities as well. So that is the goal that we are working towards every day. And to hear from both of you that it's going there, it's heading there, it's like it's very satisfying basically. So thank
Yeah,
you both for
I
your comments. Yeah.
I will kind of add, it wasn't it's not something that made it stand out initially. Obviously, I kind of explained that, but like,
Hmm.
just something that continually impresses me about NetZen is, ever since we started with you guys have been very open to any of our suggestions or feedback. You guys have been very collaborative, added, different features, and fixed very quickly any bugs we've maybe encountered. And
Hmm.
I feel that it's very, from the beginning, even though like you had that core of the software that like drove me to like trial you guys, it's kind of, I feel like you guys have even improved on that, like say tenfold in the few months that we've been with you guys. You've added more and more that we weren't even expecting necessarily. and we've really felt like we're in the journey together, not just like you have your own agenda and you're trying to kind of force it on us, or we have our own agenda, we're forcing it on you or anything. It's been very collaborative, and we've been able to work closely with you guys to kind of develop things that I think will not only help us, but will help other customers and businesses out there. So
No,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, go ahead, Vic.
any time, if you guys know that the help desk industry overall, anytime you can have your help desk support manager get off a call that's in a very good mood after talking to you guys, you know things are going well. So, I don't think you guys know the word no. So I appreciate that. I think we all appreciate that.
No, it's all great to hear. And your team has been an amazing partner. We are looking for basically customers like you, right? Like with who we can collaborate, we learn together, and we are building together. And this is the kind of partnership that we were looking for. And I mean, it's been a great journey. Like last 3, 4 months that we have had together. And I'm looking forward to like working with you as a team and see how further we can go and how we can help you increase your customer base even more, right? Like, so that's our goal as well. That is, this was from your side, like how we have been helping you on the support front. But what are your thoughts about, since you have introduced NetZen to your customers, what benefits are your customers starting to see? Or yeah.
I mean, from a high level, I can say that they're seeing, speed and consistency on responses. They're getting their tickets are being handled, a little more efficiently. And I think, as we grow with you and some of the automations that we're going to put in place along that line is we'll see tickets getting closed out a lot quicker, and then our technicians can focus on spending time with bigger problems and things that require a little more time versus, the minor stuff that can be handled quickly and sometimes even automated, unattended, right? So I think the one other thing is what's going to continue to help us grow with you is with the platform that we're putting in place, and as we evolve, we're getting more of the details that we need for a ticket versus, you know, we're able to strategically ask the questions that we need to ask to get the information that we want at the beginning versus having to fish
Hmm.
for it. So I think that's working too. And I think
yeah,
to the day the customers aren't necessarily thinking AI and how AI is involved. They're caring that their issues are resolved, and that their overall experience is improving.
Exactly.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think that just from a time savings aspect of that, we had a lot of tickets coming in where they were not descriptive, or they would just be like, this isn't working. And we would, we had our agents spending their time back and forth, waiting for responses, trying to say like, what's not working? How is it not working? Can you send logs? Can you send pictures? Whatever.
Hmm.
And the AI is, pretty much taking care of all of that. The AI is asking those triage questions, and it's also able to diagnose so that it can come back to us with the logs and kind of deliver it to us. It's actually funny because a lot of what we propose to do as a company with like, say, like point of sales that we work with, where we are able to look at the point of sale, troubleshoot it, diagnose it. And if we still can't fix it and we have to escalate to the point of sale provider, we're kind of handing them, like handing it to them like, this is all the things we've done and these are the logs and here you go. Like, and it should make you be able to solve it quicker. And that's
Hmm.
exactly what the AI for all of these like first level tickets are doing for us, right? They're able to kind of hand it to us and say, here's the ticket, here's the details, here's the log. Now you can actually just dive into it rather than spending 30 minutes to an hour trying to find out what is actually happening. So,
Yeah. So I'm hearing this theme of that obviously the resolution time is much faster now, and also the tickets are coming in with more description, so it's just saving time for
yeah,
the
absolutely.
technicians.
They are very, obviously our clients are very aware of AI and they are
Hmm.
interested in it and in what it can do for them. But to Vic's point earlier, I think when it comes to like the support ticketing, they're not as worried about what the AI is doing for them as we are, right? because like again, at the end of the day, they're looking for help and they're just putting in a ticket and they're just wanting to get help and a resolution as quickly as possible. So the AI just assists us in doing that much faster than it was before. And not because we couldn't fix a problem quickly, but maybe, like I said, tracking down details or trying to figure out, actually get to the root cause of something, from these managers or whoever that are in the middle of kind of crisis mode or panicking or whatever you might say, right? And then they're not responding because they're busy dealing with their own customers or whatever. And then we're sitting there like we can't do anything until we find out actually what's going on here. So I think it's just helped a lot to get them in that mindset of they put in the ticket and the AI initially comes back to them right away with questions. So at least it's while they're still paying attention, maybe while they're still either in the portal or in the chat, rather than they walked away and now they're dealing with customers and they can't get back to us for an hour or whatever it is, So it's definitely,
like
it's
that
definitely
is the best
sped
way.
things up.
Yeah. So that's the best way to capture information, right? When it's top of your mind and makes sense that they can get it done right then. So like I think
Have their,
the other
their-
go ahead.
you have their attention at that point, right? When they're opening that ticket, that's when they're most engaged, right? They have a problem and they want to get their problem fixed. So the last thing they want to do is, open a ticket and then wait half an hour and then they get busy doing something else, and something that may have either been resolved within, the first 2 minutes of a ticket being open, could end up being an hour. So I think, the faster the resolution, the happier they're going to be, and then the happier everybody's going to be. We'll look good. They'll be happy, and they'll be able to move on with their day.
Next question, moving along, which I had was, are your customers starting to expect more AI, automation, and efficiency from you as their IT provider? I think some of it you already answered, right?
Right.
Like,
I think without them, I think they are basically like, here's how I want to kind of phrase that, I guess. I think our customers are expecting more and more out of us in general. Like as, prices rise on different things, as, whatever's, happening all over the world with, labor increase or costs increasing and people trying to cut labor and all that and whatnot. I think that people are looking to us and saying like, hey, what else can you do for us? Or what more can you do for us? Or how can, can you guys start doing this? And typically we will try to do as much as we can for them. So I think it's more of them expecting more in general from us and us looking to how can we automate that so that it makes it easier on our team, so we can keep the same team we have rather than increasing our team, like doubling our team size and then needing more money and then et cetera. Like it's the whole trying to make do with as much as we can and keep our team lean or, at at its current capacity to be able to kind of do more. So and that's the way I see it anyway.
Yeah.
I would also add on, having AI tools in our own house, right, on our own side and in our own operations, giving us the opportunity to really understand how AI can integrate within a business. That's going to also help us when if at the beginning we mentioned, we want to be a strategic partner to our clients and we want to help them, grow as well. Even if they're not focused on AI right now, the way the world is changing, they will be at some point, right? So there's going to be a role for some level of AI to play in most businesses across the horizon. So at least if we're already a step ahead with you guys and we understand what AI can do, it'll help us understand the technology behind it to help us help them grow and improve their business, which is, something that we want to be a part of.
No, that all makes sense. And as Matt mentioned, right? Like it's just overall the theme is that how can you do more with less, and that is the world is going towards more optimization. How can we make us more
Absolutely.
efficient? But how are you finding that experience, like providing your customers more ways to reach you through Teams or or through web chat? Yeah.
Yeah, I can answer or at least start this off because we have struggled over the last few years with communication channels, and we like at one point we were. I mean, our ticketing has primarily been email only for a long time. I mean, before NetZen, and
Mm-hmm.
so we were email only. But then if if managers weren't responding to the tickets or whatever, we were also trying to communicate with them directly through Teams, which then also added its own set of obstacles and issues. And then it kind of opened up an avenue for them also to kind of chat with us all the time when instead of putting in tickets and stuff like that. So having the Teams, and I think we haven't implemented the web chat yet, but we are going to soon. The having the Teams chat capability has basically streamlined all of that to where they can talk to AI in Teams, but then that any of our agents can respond in that ticket, and it communicates in that same Teams chat rather than like a direct Teams chat with our agents, so that they then can reach out directly to that agent down the road, right? So I think that's helped a lot, just to make it a two-way channel for us, right? Not just them being able to put in a ticket faster or chat with the bot or chat with
Mm-hmm.
Teams faster because they're already in Teams all the time, but then us being able to chat with them in Teams in a more streamlined way that's not separated from the ticket or
Mm-hmm.
not directly opening us to communication we don't want, right? Essentially, right?
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. And basically, the Teams is more keeps the whole conversation streamlined, right? And then you're
Yeah,
kind of talking about only the ticket and not about anything else, and just one more communication channel for
right,
everyone to stay together. And chat based is always better. Anyways, everyone is anyways on Teams all the time, right? So email is just one
right.
more thing you have to remember to go and respond. And yeah,
Yeah, I
in all
think
this
I think it's maybe been a little bit more of a curve for them, just because we for the last 2 years we've been like email, put in a ticket through email, put in a ticket through email. So I think it's just been a little bit more of a, now they can use Teams. Now it's kind of like
Mhm.
uh, getting them over to that more, So because we still, I think, get quite a few email tickets, which is also fine, but because you guys again have worked with us greatly to kind of
Mhm.
make the email side of NetZen so much more robust to kind of support our existing workflows and enhance them being able to provide those same workflows while adding the enhanced communications of Teams and the other channels. So
No, all good to hear. Anything you would like to add, Vic? Should
Yeah,
I?
everything he said, I agreed with.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
At least on
Yeah, so I say that again.
no, I say on that topic, what he said was pretty much the words that I was
Yeah.
going. We're in a.
Okay. Okay, so final question. If you had a magic wand, what would the ideal AI assistant for tech support do for your team?
What and I think we're heading in this direction. Let me preface this by saying is I think the ideal AI integration for us would be something that would support the entire life cycle of our routine requests. We for one example, we started talking about onboarding and offboarding clients. We have multiple systems that we support within an organization, right? Multiple point of sales, um, where if they hire a new employee, there's a lot of manual work at the onset to get them onboarded onto these various systems. Same at the end when their tenure at that location is done and we're asked to offboard them, we go through those steps. So um, if the AI bot would understand, the issue that we're looking for, gathers all the information that you need from the user, for example, or whoever's asking for the person to be onboarded, look at our knowledge base, follow automation steps and whatnot, um, and kind of own that life cycle start to end, then kind of what we talked about earlier, where something that usually could take from the time the ticket's open till the time the ticket's closed, could be one day, whatnot. This, by the time our techs would get it, could even be done by that point. It's just for our records now we know this was the person was onboarded, person was offboarded, and it's done. I think the biggest opportunity of having AI handle kind of repetitive tasks of our support team goes back to allowing the technicians to focus on bigger problems and issues that may require human judgment, and their experience and whatnot. So I think from my perspective, anything that can be automated, any repetitive processes that
Yeah,
happen
yeah.
on an ongoing basis, even if, say, the technician has to plug in a variable or two, and they can take what used to take them an hour, can drop them down to 10 minutes. I think that's a big win for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I totally hear you. And this is the theme that I'm in general is seeing in the industry as well. Like everyone, every tool that is out there is trying to automate these kind of repetitive requests. And I can totally see that many of these tasks they don't maybe they don't take as long if you start doing them, but then you were talking about the onboarding scenario, right? It will be like multiple systems that you have to go to, so it's like so much context switching that you have to do, like, hey, first go
Oh,
into this system, add a login here, username there, and then go to the second system and do this and that. And with every system there might be some unique interface things that you might have to know, and it will take time for you to get good at it when you're trying to deal with multiple systems. So then yeah, it's
keep in mind, and I'm not just speaking for our team because our team is perfect, but I'm just saying in
mhm.
general,
Yeah, yeah,
you can be doing something for many years and it's a repetitive process and you can be following a checklist, right? And
yeah.
you're really good at what you're doing, but there can be
When
times where
you
you'll miss a step, where you might miss
yeah,
something or you fat
Yeah.
finger wrong, right?
Everybody gets distracted or gets
yeah,
potentially
yeah,
makes a mistake,
Yep. And then you're going back and you're dealing with, resolving that issue. Whereas, you know, if if you have a process that's built through AI and you just have to, like I said, put in one or two, variables that
yeah,
trigger or whatnot or whatever the case may be, your possibility of making that error is going to go down, right? The
yeah,
percentage
yeah.
to go wrong is going to be minimal, right? And when we talked about what Cinema Hero does, where we want to be more than just, we're not just a vendor, we're not just we're an
Hmm.
extension of the client's team as well. Over time, I think that's what our AI agent would become for our support team, right? It would learn our processes and our best practices, and then it would become a true extension of our organization as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it is like another employee on your team, right?
hmm
It's not just
yeah.
another tool that's out there. Yeah, yeah. Anything that you would like to add, Matt?
No, I mean, I think all that's good. If I could magically make something, I don't, I would want just everything fixed all the time, nothing to break down. But
Nothing
then I
breaks.
don't, but then
Yeah.
I guess if that was the case, then we wouldn't have a business, right? So it's it's a catch
How much
22, right?
automation? How much
If
automation
you
do we
can,
want, right?
right. I
Yeah.
mean,
Remember my comment about human judgment, experience, and creativity. We
yeah,
we have to be
of
involved
course.
in this
I
stuff.
think, and that's a lot of, I mean, that's a lot of of the, we could go on a whole tangent, but that's a lot of the question today with AI, right? Is like human in the middle, right? Being able
Hmm.
to, like, the AI should only necessarily do so much, and it should be checked and reviewed by a human at some point, right? So
Yeah. Which makes sense, right? It's still at its early stages, and I completely agree with the human in the loop part. And for any kind of complex process, we need to be overseeing it. Yeah, makes all
yeah,
the
but
sense.
I do still think that there, again, as we're talking about like a lot of these minor repetitive tasks, I do think that's like a perfect opportunity to use AI, because then, like we've already touched on, it helps our team save time working on like minor tickets and helps them focus on larger problems or projects that we may be working on, or future strategy or future infrastructure changes that are going to hopefully eliminate some of these problems down the road anyway.
Hmm.
So yeah.
No, all good, all very fair points. And with that being said, I don't have any more questions. Yeah, this this has been a great conversation, and yeah, I'm very happy that you both can join me today.